Welcome back. A few days ago, I played a rapid game live on camera. Some of you may have already seen it if you've been watching the videos on my channel, in which I had a decided advantage near the end, but I ran out of time. Now my opponent didn't have any pieces or pawns left, just a king, so they couldn't win. So it was a draw, timeout versus insufficient material. If I had just moved a little bit faster or made slightly more precise moves near the end, I would have easily won that game. Now what I've done is I've put a position from that game into the board editor on Lead Chess at a point at which I had 2 minutes and 12 seconds left on the clock. And what I'm going to do right now is switch over to that screen, and I'm going to play against Stockfish from that position and see if I can win in less than 2 minutes and 12 seconds. My opponent played fairly well in that game, but there's no guarantee that the Stockfish is going to make the exact same moves that my opponent did. I'm just going to try to move as quickly as I can when it is my turn. Here is the position, and I'm just going to start now. It is my turn. I remember here that I checked and I won the rook. Okay, that is the move that my opponent made. And here, I can't win that pawn yet till they move it, but I think I have to come forward to attack that pawn. I think it's what I did. And, oh, okay. And I'm going to start moving this pawn forward. And I remember that their king came to try to do something about that pawn. But this is not what I did in the game. I don't remember exactly what I did in the game. Oh, I think in the game I had moved my rook there, is what I had done. Well, here what I'm going to do is shoot this pawn forward. If they take, I will take here. Okay, so now I have a passed pawn on this side as well. And if they move their king away from that pawn, I can take it, but now they can take that one. Can I defend it here? I think I can. I can defend this pawn, and then I can come after... No, the bishop is still guarding that pawn. Okay, they're keeping me from moving to this square, but I can go here. Okay. Well, now I can take this pawn but give up that one. I think that's what I should do. They're going to take that pawn, and now I should try to get this pawn. They're going to protect it with the bishop, I assume. No, they're not. I'm just going to take this pawn, and then I'm going to try to... I'm going to get rid of the bishop, is what I'm going to do. If it takes, I don't know if it'll take or not. It did not. Okay, well then I am going to keep advancing. And keep advancing. I'm going to let it take my rook if it wants to. It does not want to. Okay, then I'm going to move my rook to guard this square for pushing that pawn. And now I will take the bishop if it wants to give it up. I am recording, right? Okay, it did not want to give it up. Well, there we go. Notice I've kept my king on a dark square so that bishop cannot check me. Okay, and here I'm going to get the queen, and then I'm going to win this game. But again, I'm trying to do it fairly quickly. I don't actually need a queen. It's just going to be faster for me to checkmate with a queen on the board. Okay, and it's going to make it easy for me because I can cut it off on some sideways files here. And now it only has one legal move, and then I will checkmate. All right. Now, I don't know how long that took on my end. I'm going to have to subtract the time that the computer took on its end, but I think I did that fairly well. And as I said, I made a slightly different move this time than I did in the game. So I don't know if Stockfish would have made the same move if I had made the same move. So I think I want to try that too. So let's see, can I reset this position? It says from position. That's from the board editor, and then I have some extra tabs that opened for some reason. Okay, play with the computer. I play with the black pieces. Okay, again, starting with this move. And then I'm going to take the rook, and this time I'm going to do what I did in the game, which I think was bring my king. Okay, that's different than from what happened in the game. And then I brought this pawn. And I think what I did in the game was bring this rook here to keep their king from coming any further toward this pawn. And then on my next move, I believe I moved it forward. Okay, and then it came for my rook here. Well, I can go there and keep it from coming any closer to my rook. Okay, and here in the game, I don't remember exactly what I did, but I didn't notice that the bishop had relinquished control of this pawn. So I can take that now. And then when they take my pawn, I can... Oh, they didn't take my pawn. Interesting. Well, should I move it forward then? I thought they were going to take it. Okay. And then what I want to be able to do is get them to relinquish control of that pawn, but they might not. Oh, I can just take that pawn now, can't I? And then I have passed pawns here. I can take that pawn this way and keep their king from getting any closer to my pawns by using the opposition. And then I can advance these pawns here, but I'll have to get in front first. But first I'm going to have to create another passed pawn right here. Okay, they didn't take, so now I can move both these pawns together. If their king moves, I will get in front of my pawns, and I'm going to move both of them together, keeping my king between my pawns and their king. And now they can't stop that pawn. Yeah, this happened quite a bit differently than the one in the game did. Well, what I'm going to do is cut their king in a smaller box here, and when their king moves, I will make the box smaller, and then I will bring my king when I need it. Because you can't checkmate with just a queen alone, perhaps, obviously. I don't want to get too close. What I want to do is trap their king on the side or back rank. Okay, it is trapped on the back rank, and now I'm just going to bring my king. And then that's checkmate. Okay. Now that one I know was less than 2 minutes and 12 seconds on my end. For any of you who doubted that I was familiar with how to checkmate in certain positions, I do know. I just got in time trouble and I was feeling pressure. Also, I had made a couple of pre-moves in that game that I messed up on because my opponent anticipated that I was going to pre-move there. And when I did, it worked out in my opponent's favor. And they had more time to consider each move. Not to mention, there's always a little bit of a stage fright factor when you're recording that kind of messes things up. But anyway, I needed to practice that. That's why the title up there says working on weaknesses, because that's how we get better. When you find something that you're weak at, and in this case, I was weak at checkmating and time pressure, it's good to just practice those things. Hopefully you got something out of this. If you're not sure what the Lichess board editor is, I have an older video on it. You can just search on YouTube, random chess person, Lichess board editor, and it comes in pretty handy when you want to do something like this. Thank you for spending your time here. See you next time.